If you enjoy the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. Anatomy of a Fall is a 2023 legal drama thriller film directed by Justine Triet from a screenplay she co-wrote with Arthur Harari. It stars Sandra Hüller as a writer trying to prove her innocence in her husband's death. The film premiered at the 76th Cannes Film Festival on the 21st of May 2023, where it won the Palme d'Or and the Palme d'Og Award and competed for the Queer Palm. It was released theatrically in France by La Pacte on 23rd of August 2023, receiving critical acclaim with praise for Triet's direction and screenplay, co-written with Harari, and Hüller's performance, and selling over 1 million admissions in France. It received 11 nominations at the 49th César Awards. Anatomy of a Fall also gained significant international success, winning 2 Golden Globe Awards, Best Screenplay and Best Foreign Language Film. The film also received 7 nominations at the 77th British Academy Film Awards, including Best Film and Director, and 5 nominations at the 96th Academy Awards for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Film Editing. Triet wrote Anatomy of a Fall with Sandra Hüller in Bind for the lead role, marking their second collaboration following the 2019 film Sibylle. When Hüller was cast in the role of a German writer who is accused of murdering her French husband in France, Triet told the actress that the language would be an important subject in the film. Hüller wanted to speak in French in the film, but Triet rejected the idea. The fact that she is German who speaks English and tries to speak French, that creates a lot of masks and clouds the issue, creating more confusion around who she is, Triet told Deadline. On set, Hüller repeatedly asked Triet whether her character was guilty or not, but the director refused to answer. Triet said the genesis of Anatomy of a Fall is stemmed from her long-standing desire to create another trial film since her 2016 production In Bed with Victoria. In an interview with Paris Match, she explained, "I really wanted to address the legal question in all the details, to delve into issues of relationships and cohabitation. It was also a pretext to dissect every aspect of their lives." Triet further expressed her fascination with the Amanda Knox case, wherein a young American woman was accused of murdering her roommate, Meredith Kircher, in Italy in 2007. Principal photography began in the end of February 2022 and wrapped on the 13th of May 2022. Some trivia notes. For his role as Snoop, Border Collie Messi was awarded the Palme d'Og at the 2023 Cannes Film Festival. Justine Triet's acceptance speech for the Palme d'Or at the 2023 Cannes Film Festival was heavily critical of the French government's cultural policies and its violent response to the pension reform demonstrations. This caused quite a stir in France and received very coldly by the French government. Naturally, everyone thought Anatomy of a Fall would be the French submission for the Academy Awards. So when Taste of Things was selected as a submission from France, many people expected that Justine Triet was punished for her speech. The bouncing ball down the stairs at the beginning of the film was difficult to get right. They needed the ball not to bounce too fast and roll out of frame, so they dipped it in dog-friendly glue to slow the ball down. The actor for Daniel the son was very hard to find. They looked for him for 4 months and came up with nothing, so they had to look again for 3 more months until they found Milo Makando-Grainer. He then went into intensive piano lessons to get ready for shooting. As the movie is about a search for truth, no real flashback was allowed by the writers. Only 2 in the movie, the quarrel and the car ride of the vet, are seen by the audience through the use of audio in the courtroom, either an audio recording or vocal recollection. The instrumental version of 50 Cent's Pimp song, featuring Snoop Dogg, opens the film, and the first character to appear is the dog, named Snoop. After actress Jane Fonda announced that director Justine Triet had won the Palme d'Or at the 2023 Cannes Film Festival, Triet gave her acceptance speech and then left the stage to the nearby bleachers on stage where the rest of her team were waiting. But she forgot her award, a rolled up paper certificate on the podium. Fonda picked it up and tried to get Triet's attention to give it to her, but amidst the excitement, Triet didn't notice. After a few more tries, Fonda tossed the certificate in Triet's direction. Fonda threw up her hands in joking resignation, and the crowd laughed along with her. Now, this is one of the reasons I absolutely love the Oscar nominations, because it highlights brilliant filmmaking like this. Without the Golden Globe nominations or Oscars, I wouldn't have even heard of a film like this. But I'm so glad I did, as it's absolutely superb. This is a smart, well-crafted legal procedural drama, but it's also so much deeper than that. This film really combines the peak powers here of lead star Sandra Hüller and director co-writer Justine Triet. The two work in tandem beautifully. Triet gets the best out of Hüller, and Hüller is absolutely spellbinding here. As Sandra Hüller, a German writer living in France, now accused of murdering her husband. And the question lingers throughout the whole film. Did she do it or didn't she? You go on a journey with her family, her friends, even her own very lawyer, wondering the whole time, as the prosecution argues, making you think that she is definitely guilty. And then her defense rides up and makes you believe that her husband did commit suicide. For me, this is a director at peak form. You could see this project was personal to her, and she put every fibre of her creative being into it. And the mere fact that she wrote the role with Sandra Hüller in mind is, well, exactly what the film needed. As I mentioned earlier, Hüller is brilliant, sensational, fantastic, and so believable. And with one misstep, this whole film would have fallen apart, as it's all based around her character. It's a very straightforward style, yet intense, beautifully shot, and also filled with nuances. The film asks many questions of modern marital power dynamics. It builds up the tension between the couple, also once again showing that you can't judge a book by its cover. Through its excellent flashbacks, meticulous courtroom interrogations, the film dives between being a courtroom drama and a human interest story. Slowly, the film peels back the relationship between these two, and you start to learn of a relationship gone wrong. It's thought-provoking, fascinating, and intriguing all in the same breath. I must also compliment the rest of the cast in the film as well, particularly Milo Machado-Graner playing Daniel, the confused, visually impaired son, who plays his role absolutely brilliantly, particularly for such a young boy. The film is intense and the running length is quite long, so it's one of those films that you might need to take breaks in between just so you can capture the full essence of what a fantastic courtroom drama this is, with its superb dialogue, magnificent acting performances, and beautiful direction here. Anatomy of a Fall gets a 9 out of 10.